get beaten. She want to dance. She want to dance. She wants to get beaten. Hey! Cesspool 142. The 45-second intro is over. Hiding behind the screen with me today is Cesspool Thelma and El Tejon. Don't be too crazy. I'm Jay Fauss. So I found an article. A lady was in a taxi, and this is in Britain. Britain. She's furious that a taxi cab driver left her scared and being catcalled by men. Have you ever been catcalled by men, El Tejon?
Every day.
Yeah. Thelma?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Every day.
So she took to Facebook to fume about this. The taxi cab driver refused to take her debit card payment. And then she felt unsafe at night. The irate woman called for a bit of common decency from the driver. That's how they talk. With many social media users brandishing his actions, it's absolutely disgusting. On Friday night, the woman wrote, I was waiting for a taxi on Unicorn Hill. That's probably a fake place. This evening, and various men were shouting obscene things at me. As a female, the taxi cab driver asked me if I knew the men. I told him no. He then told me if I wanted to get in the taxi, it would be 10 quid extra. Damn. So, cat calls. What are your favorite cat calls, Thelma?
Did it hurt?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's the one I hear a lot.
Yeah. Did it hurt?
It's pretty cheesy, though.
What do you like, El Tejon? What the ones do you do?
What ones do I do?
Yeah.
Hey, can I... No, I don't get any whistles.
Oh, you don't do that?
They just go right to the bone. They're like, hey, can I plug you in your ass?
Like the Titanic or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I fix that sink?
What do they mean by that?
Well...
Plug that ass. Yeah, I get it, man. So Uber driver stories. Thelma, compose yourself. An Uber rider terrorizes the driver, threatens to accuse him of rape. She provoked the driver by claiming that Donald Trump was going to send his family back and abusively asked him to leave the country. During her short trip, the man reportedly asked the irate passenger to stop disrespecting him. The woman threatens him that she's from the Bronx, baby. The Bronx!
The Bronx.
Was this AOC?
Her name was AOC, and she insisted that she will not step out until he calls the cops. At one point, the rider goes bonkers and threatens to call her boyfriend. Have you ever threatened to call your boyfriend, El Tejon?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah. What's his name? Go ahead.
We'll just say
can
Larry.
Oh, Larry, yeah. Yeah, Larry Bear.
Lair Bear.
You will call Lair Bear. Uber driver and client fight with weapon in busy southwest London street. Of course it's London. These English people are fucking stupid. These two men are seen throwing violent swings at each other as cars rush past. Now, you know, in England, they can't have guns, so they got the knives.
Right.
You know, so you're either fisticuffs or, yeah, hello, bruv. Take this knife, bruv. Uber causes a massive fireball. This was in Seattle. He was pronounced dead after his Uber that was driven by a 6-year-old man plunged into another man's car and a fire erupted. You're dead.
Shit.
You get into an Uber, you see geriatric Johnny, and he fucking rams into another car. You're fucking dead. What do you think, Thelma?
That's not a very good Uber driver.
Well, how many stars you give that?
Ooh, a -3.
Okay, so I should have started this. You didn't Uber drive, but you...
I've delivered food.
Yeah,
groceries,
DoorDash?
Some DoorDash, yeah.
And you had to deliver a dildo.
Yes, a dildo. A personal massager, I believe is
Oh,
what
is
the
that?
term they
Yeah.
used. Yes.
And you put two and two together, yeah.
Oh, yeah, this lady, yeah. She was hard to find, but I got her.
Oh,
item
hey-o.
to her.
Hard to find. Uber driver goes on a shooting spree in Kalamazoo. 44-year-old Uber driver was involved in a shooting spree Wouldn't that be crazy? You get in with an Uber driver and he just starts shooting motherfuckers.
I don't know. I might start picking out specific targets.
Oh, you would cheer him on?
Fire back.
Yeah, listen, do you know where Gretchen Whitmer lives?
Yeah. Uber driver punches a woman passenger and throws keys at the woman's baby. Why the baby? What the what did the baby do?
The baby's not gonna help you.
Yeah. According to the 25-year-old Anastasia Merritt, which is almost your podcast name, the cabbie hit her twice and left her with a black eye before calling her a white bitch. At one point, the driver even tried to drag her back into the car. The Asian driver then threw the keys at her 1-year-old daughter and called her a slave. Uber driver attacks rider for getting snow in his car. Passenger claims Uber driver left him in a pool of blood after attacking him. This was Philadelphia. That's normal, though, I think. I think that's kind of part of the experience. He wanted to go to Jersey. The driver responded that he was not going to drive to New Jersey and beat his ass.
Oh, shit.
That makes sense. You know, like, hey, I'm not going to Kansas. I want to go to Kansas. Well, I got to beat your fucking ass. You know? Like,
that is not
that's
my
just
personal experience.
Yeah, that sounds like some Civil War shit right there.
That's just what I got to do.
Oh, you're from Jersey, motherfucker? We're scrapping.
That's not going to work.
Yeah, no, I'm beating your fucking ass.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Uber driver flaunts gun to threaten gay men. A homophobic Uber driver pulled a gun on 2 young men during a short ride from a gay bar in Atlanta's Buckhead apartment. Me and Badger have both been in gay bars. We enjoyed ourselves. According to one of them, that we did. You would agree?
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. Who was a flight attendant, the driver got pissed when the flight crew flirted with him by complimenting his looks. The driver was so upset that he pulled a gun out and pointed it towards the man and asked him to shut up. The Uber driver's not done. After the arrival to the apartment, he ordered the men out at gunpoint and stalked them until they were inside the apartment. The Uber driver attacked the victim and bloodied him and fractured his skull with a hammer. What
I
the
carry
fuck
a
are you
hammer.
guys doing?
I carry a hammer.
Is that what you... Yeah?
Well,
Well,
not for
so
that purpose,
so do
but
I.
I do carry a hammer.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
What
Flesh
purpose
hammer?
were you referring
Yeah.
to?
Oh, you're talking...
Painting houses.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Uber driver tries to rape woman after she rebuffs his advances. Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Uber driver unhappy with passengers who slammed car doors and then threatened them with a gun. Right. Don't slam my motherfucking door.
Yeah, I definitely get out my hammer for that kind of shit.
Anyone been to Toronto?
Yeah.
I've been in Toronto.
Why?
It's a business trip for my mom. What the fuck do you
Okay,
care?
no, I'm just asking, motherfucker. Clubland before closing. This girl gets in my cab crying. I ask her where to, and she says, Elmwood and Forest. I asked her to repeat herself, and she says, are you going to drive me to Buffalo or not? I said, do you know how much that's going to cost? And she said, well, I stole my boyfriend's wallet. I realized at this point that I shouldn't take her anywhere, but I do. Because I needed the money. I looked at the border agents.
Yeah, read much?
I told them all the questions. I was only going to be in the U.S. for less than an hour. I rolled back the window, and he just says, never mind, let's go. That's our border patrol?
I mean, it's a lot less than what the southern border is like.
Well, yeah. I've been offered sex for payment, and that is just general offers. Thelma?
Nope, never once. Maybe tomorrow.
You just go to the grocery store and they're like, hey, your groceries, I'll have sex. I've been on what I'm pretty sure is numerous drug deals.
No, not obviously anyway.
But I don't ask questions. And I just take a fare when they need to go. I've had cops point guns at me, dodged oncoming cars when they were escaping police. I deliver prostitutes to hotels and brothels, and I just chat with them about their clients. It has to be the lady that showed me her butthole.
Oh.
I have to say it was a nice looking butthole.
What?
And she even paid the fare.
Is there such a thing as a nice looking butthole?
I mean, Thelma?
Aren't they all shitty?
Thelma, you're new to the show. I mean, what do you think?
I am new.
Starfish? Is it a starfish?
There's always a thing
Is it
there
a
that
starfish?
Could be.
Thelma, come on. In detail. Thelma, what the fuck? Thelma,
Beauty
you're
is
leaving
in
me
the eye.
hanging.
I have the beholder.
No, you're the butt holder. Is that what you said? All right. Well, my grandfather was a taxi driver until he got too old for it. Oh, is there an age? One time he was driving a couple of scrotes.
What's a scrote?
SCROTES. Was that
Scrotes?
to their destination? They refused to pay. Oh, the fucking scrotes. And said they didn't give him his money or he would kill them. In return, my granddad pulls out a butterfly knife and ends up driving them to the middle of nowhere and leaves them. Oh, okay, that might be a little bit. Granddad might have told you that, but that's not what happened.
I mean, Granddad is a savage.
You're right.
In 1982.
I hit a 17-year-old girl on a moped. And then exactly a year later, I hit that kid's 17-year-old brother on the same exact moped.
That just sounds unlucky.
In the same intersection while I was carrying the same passenger.
Oh my God. That story sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, that might be some bullshit. After flirting with me, the driver told me he knew where my house was and would visit me later.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I was in San Francisco and took a cab back to the hotel from the bar one night with a friend. It was in the middle of the night, and we were picked up on a sketchy side street. At first, we were talking to the driver, but then he started getting weird. He talked the entire ride about serial killers, including graphic details about what he would do with the bodies if he was a serial killer in order to avoid getting caught. He also said most serial killers had the middle name Wayne. And if he had a son, he was going to name him Wayne. And maybe he would become a serial killer.
Run screaming.
He then suggested I pay him in sex. And I decided to walk home.
I mean, that's how I offer all my Uber drivers.
I was in Liverpool. Taking a taxi back to my hotel from the bar. As I get up out of the car, I put my hand down on the seat. And my hand stuck in something super slimy and cold. I thought I had just put my hand in some dude's load. Wait, really? That's your first? Okay.
The first place you go?
Yeah, that's where I go.
Oh my God, I stepped in. Yeah, it's a man's oh, never mind, it's gum.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, that's
it's
just water.
Gum.
Yeah. The taxi driver turned on the light, and it was a giant slug, 8 inches long.
Surprise.
Yeah. I thought that was your load.
I mean, slug is code for
load. This motherfucker entered onto a HOV ramp by accident. And so instead of just dealing with it, he reversed backwards into oncoming traffic. At some point, he made this $1 million turn, and the whole time I was getting car sick, and his cab smelled like stale cigarettes. I was in a big open-air taxi. The driver drove us upon a sidewalk filled with pedestrians, and he just flew down the sidewalk for several hundred feet. I thought we were going to massacre people. C-Murda versus Bobby Brown in the street fight. What are you thinking here?
Well, I mean, going through C-Murda's history, you know, he's serving a life sentence for murdering a 16-year-old fan.
You know, C-Murda, he actually recorded an album from prison, right? They actually would call him and have a recorder, and he would rap. And they put it to a beat, and he released an album. Yeah.
Really?
It's not the greatest sounding stuff, but I mean.
So he's on par with David Allan Coe.
Oh, yeah.
C-Murda, the prison album.
But anyway, yeah, C-Murda's kind of a big deal. He was a brother of Master P, who was in the NBA, who went on to What is it? No Limit Soldiers. And then Romeo is his kid. And they all went on to do, make a lot of money, do big things,
His whole trial was odd. Like seemed like there was a lot of hiccups and shenanigans and some weird shit.
Well, here's another thing about like when you're living in the hood, and I've heard things about New Orleans. That's where kind of down there where he's from. They would pay kids to murder people. And, they give kids, $1, $2, $3 grand. That's a lot of money to like a 10-year-old, 11, 12, 13-year-old, right? It is. It's a lot of money. And
very true.
Even if they got caught, they're not always facing charges as adults, right?
Right. They're in the juvenile system, which by 18, all that shit gets sealed and it goes away.
Yeah. So what they do is they get these kids in their grasp, pay them a lot of money to murder. So who knows? He was a part of all that, though.
Right.
That's wild shit. I guess all you would say is he's 6'4". Bobby Brown, 5'9". So quite a big difference there.
C-Murda was 6'4".
Yeah.
Holy. That's a big dude.
Bobby Brown was with Stephen Seeley when Seeley was targeted in a drive-by shooting. Brown's sister's boyfriend was killed and Brown was unharmed. The shooter took a plea agreement in 2001, which was like 6 years later. Bobby Brown's parents died within a year of each other in 2011. Bobby Brown claimed to have dated Madonna and Janet Jackson. And he said he has slept with thousands of women. What's your number? Mine's around 9,000.
9,000?
Brown first met Whitney Houston at the Soul Train Awards. You remember Soul Train?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Still watch it. Reruns.
Yeah, on your VHS tapes. Fuck
yes.
you. I will edit that. They began a close relationship after Whitney Houston invited Brown to her birthday party. So he knew something was up. Oh, yeah. She want to do. She want to do.
All right. She wants to get beaten.
She want to do. She want to do.
All right. She wants to get beaten.
Well, both happened. Okay. Throughout their marriage, there were rumors of infidelity.
Ooh.
On Bobby Brown's part, drug use, and one instance where Brown was said to have hit Whitney Houston.
What the fuck?
Their personal issues became fodder for talk shows and sketch comedy shows like the Cesspool.
All right. But see, okay, so here's my question. Yeah. So Whitney Houston didn't actually sleep with Kevin Costner?
I think she did. I think she dabbled in the white meat. You know what I mean? In my dreams.
Oh, man. No wonder Bobby Brown's so pissed.
Yeah. 2005, the couple participated in the reality show Being Bobby Brown, which gave a picture of their lives behind the scenes. In 2006, Houston filed for legal separation and later divorce. The divorce was finalized in 2007. And then Houston got custody of their 14-year-old daughter. Houston admitted to sometimes using drugs with Bobby Brown, stating that Bobby Brown used to lace their marijuana with cocaine. Who doesn't do that, though?
I do.
Following the death of Whitney Houston, Brown struggled to perform at a New Edition show, not sexually. You see, you thought sexually for a second.
I did for a second think that.
It was at a New Edition show.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Yeah. He shouted, "I love you, Whitney," and he was in tears. He was sad.
So sad.
In 2009, Brown had a son named Cassius with his partner of 2 years, Alicia. Brown and Alicia became engaged in 2010. Brown proposed during a performance at Funk Fest. That's, I wish I had probably proposed at Funk Fest. You know what I mean?
I think that's every dude's dream.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of women are like, if a dude doesn't, pull out the ring at Funk Fest,
right?
He ain't a real ninja. You know what I'm saying?
Biggest concert of the year in this area, and you better propose to me.
Brown was diagnosed with ADD and bipolar. That's why he smoked marijuana and drank alcohol.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that's why. That is exactly why he did that shit.
He also claimed that Whitney Houston introduced him to cocaine.
And that's plausible.
Hey, homie, you got bipolar? Here's a...
Yeah, do a few lines. You'll feel great.
I never used cocaine until I met Whitney Houston. That's when I experimented with the drug. Brown was kidnapped by a New York street gang because he was $25,000 in debt for that cocaine. Whitney Houston paid $400,000.
What?
Yeah, that seems fucking stupid.
Those numbers are a little off.
No, those are off. Brown was charged with disorderly conduct for refusing to leave a restaurant when his brother was arrested in that restaurant.
Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Well, he wants to eat the rest of the fucking meal, man. He just got started.
Listen.
on the shrimp scampi.
Right, that's fine. Eat the rest of your food. Like, why are you getting kicked out?
Well, it's his brother. His brother's being arrested.
Right.
And tased.
So somebody's
and beaten,
causing a scene.
and raped and assaulted and molested.
Yeah.
And beaten.
Yeah. And
Pummeled.
rightfully so.
Yeah. Well, in 98, Bobby Brown was arrested on a suspicion of sexual battery when he slapped a woman's ass at Beverly Hills Hotel.
Damn.
I mean, how hard did he slap it? Was it a cup?
I mean, it has to have been pretty assaulting.
The case was dropped due to insufficient evidence.
Did they not have a handprint?
Right. If you don't have a handprint, it didn't happen.
No handprint. I mean, you can't get any, ID off the handprint.
Was there any scales, skin cells off the hand onto your ass?
Well, they would have to test the clothes for that, but I'm assuming he wore a glove.
Bobby Brown, he doesn't pay child support. He's $63,000 in back child support.
Yeah, when is that motherfucker going to jail for it?
He spent one night in jail. He was released when he paid off the debt.
Oh. So he paid $63,000 in one night?
Just in one night. He's like, oh, shit, I didn't know I owed that. Sorry.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, sorry, y'all.
Fuck you, Bobby Brown, you fucking...
He was arrested for a drunken driving. Oh, who would do that? He was...
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's bullshit. He was ordered to attend at least 3 AA sessions each week. He was sentenced to 55 days in jail. So who do you think wins a fight, man?
I'm pretty sure I'm going with C-Murda.
C-Murda easily.
I'm thinking he's murking this fucking bitch up.
I just talked about Bobby Brown for 40 minutes, and C-Murda's going to walk up and fuck this guy in the
he's just
ass.
going to put a bullet in his head and then go back to jail.
Okay, so fuck it. C-Murda. Hey, C-Murda Benny Siegel whenever, right? That's going to be the next round. But we still got a lot more to go. Thanks for listening to Cesspool. El Tejon, Cesspool Thelma. She's taking a nap right now. I'm Jay Fauss. Thank you. How about a John Sprague fact? You want to do that?
Yeah, we can do one.
All right, here's the John Sprague fact of the week.
So, John Sprague fact.
Mm-hmm.
So, John Sprague wasn't always a good boy.
Right.
Sometimes he could be naughty.
Yes.
And, in a 1992 interview with James Krause, do you know what he told him?
I'm familiar with it. Go ahead.
You're familiar with it? Okay. So just to refresh your memory, he said, crack is cheap. I make too much money for me to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight, okay? We don't do crack. We don't do that. Crack is whack.
That's vintage John Sprague.
Vintage John Sprague.